Confucius was a great Chinese educator, editor, and philosopher. He was born in BC 551, which is 2516 years ago. In other words, Confucius' perspective on education and socialization has influenced Chinese people for over 2,000 years. Confucius' father died when he was 3 years old. After then, Confucius lived a poor life with his mother. This life experience cultivated Confucius an eagerness to learn how to be a competent and responsible person in the society. Confucius lived in the late years of spring and autumn period, which had more than 480 battles among countries within only 242 years. Under the circumstances, Confucius developed a set of moral and educational doctrine. To further explain his doctrine, we can look at some of his famous quotes together. Since he witnessed many betrayals, cheats, and harm, thus he said, "Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself." He found out many tragedies were caused by people's lust for power. And then he pointed out that human beings should require much from oneself and little from others. As for education, Confucius first proposed that in education there should be no class distinctions. From then on, people from poor families or rural areas could enjoy the same educational opportunities as nobles. Confucius began to travel around different countries when he was 55. He visited the rulers of countries and introduced his ideas about politics, education, economic, agriculture, and many other aspects about how to manage and well develop a country. However, people at then were mainly cared about how to conquer others and acquire more power. Thus, Confucius, the peace advocate, didn't get an important position to implement his ideas. Hence, Confucius mainly focused on education in his late years. For education is the best way to share great minds and break boundaries. I chose Confucius to do this interview project because when I compared Confucius' viewpoints with Appiah and Hanson's description of cosmopolitanism, I found out that they had many things in common. Appiah says, "A cosmopolitan openness to the world is perfectly consistent with picking and choosing among the options you find in your search." Hanson thinks cosmopolitanism spotlights the familiar fact that human beings can create not just ways to tolerate differences between them, but also ways to learn from one another. While Confucius not only respects traditions, but also eager to learn new things. That's why he became a versatile and knowledgeable person in his time. He thinks everyone has his own ability and advantage, so we should be humble and choose to follow the strengths of others, while use the shortcomings to reflect upon ourselves. For me, Confucius' most influential cosmopolitanism work is called Great Unity. According to the Confucian classic, the society in great unity was ruled by the public, where the people chose men of virtue and ability, and valued trust and harmony. People did not only love their own parents and children, but also secured the living of the elderly until their ends. Let the adults be of use to the society and help the young grow. Those who were widowed, orphaned, childless, handicapped, and diseased were all taken care of. Males took their responsibilities, and females had their homes. People disliked seeing resources being dumped on ground, but did not seek to process them. They wanted to exert their strength, but did not do it for their own benefit. Therefore, the selfish thoughts were dismissed, thieves and robbers refrained themselves, and the outer doors remained open. Fuses a way of moving in the world, or a way of being, with one's everyday commitments, activities, enjoyments, and concerns. It accompanies a person but need not dominate her or his outlook. This is my current understanding of of cosmopolitanism, to live like a cosmopolitan while still be myself.